we want to remain flexible all throughout our lives. A common tight muscle that many people experience, the hip flexor muscles. That's the anterior portion of your pelvis. So many people today lead sedentary lifestyles. That causes tight hip flexor muscles. Hip flexors are responsible for stabilizing the lumbar spine. If the lumbar spine isn't stable, it results in pain and lack of performance and general discomfort. We're going to work on an exercise that can help your hip flexors. The hip flexor tightness test, otherwise known as the Thomas test. You want to lie in a supine position on a table or a bench so your legs can hang over the edge. You want to flex your hips and grab your knees and pull them close to the chest. Continue holding on to one of your knees as you extend the other leg. And when you bring it down in the extended position, you want it to be able to go down onto the table. If not, you're probably dealing with tightness. If your hip is unable to reach the table with your knee fully extended or flexed, the iliopsoas muscle is probably the key contributor to the hip flexor tightness you're experiencing. If your hip reaches the table upon extending your knee, this suggests tightness of the rectus femoris muscle. That helps you isolate the problem so you can fix it. To address the issue further, I'll put a link below to stretches and exercises you can do to improve your hip flexor flexibility. Next, hamstring flexibility. So important. Lay down in a supine position, facing up. Your legs are extended, your palms are up, and your ankles are aligned, and your toes are facing straight up. You want to flex your hip of one leg, let's say the right leg, and raise it, flex it as far as you can, and your right foot should extend beyond your left knee. If not, you're lacking range of motion. Also, you want to make sure that your leg remains straight and your toes keep pointing in the same direction, straight the whole time. If they externally rotate to the right or internally rotate to the left, that's an issue with your internal rotator muscles or your external rotator muscles. Both that and hamstring tightness can be addressed. I'll put a link down below for a video with hamstring stretches. As far as internal rotation for the hips to increase that mobility, which is also going to help you with exercises such as squats, you're going to sit down, legs spread apart, knees bent, and one at a time, I'm going to internally rotate each of my hips, as you see me doing right now. External rotation exercises. The first one, when you're seated. You externally rotate your hip. As you do so, you're moving your foot in the medial direction. You can have someone apply force against it as you do it to strengthen those muscles. Of course, do it on each side. Lying in a supine position, you can externally rotate your hip. As you do so, your toes will face outward. You may apply resistance for this as well. Do that several times on each leg and get the feel for it. And as you progress, you can add weight to exercises to improve external and internal rotation. I love you.